Hey, I'm Midey, and I'm making an arcadey movement shooter where the higher your multiplier, the more powerful you are. But you see, that last part, that wasn't always the case. And today I'm going to walk you through on how we got here. So, let's go. Real quick before the video starts, Reclaim is now on Steam. What? So go wishlist it if you're interested. Alright, back to the video. Okay, so this little guy has been in my game for the longest time. It's the score multiplier. It goes up when you kill enemies, it drops when you take damage, the bar drains slowly over time, but if you're airborne, rail grinding, or skating, it drains even slower. It can be topped up by using your alt fires effectively, hitting headshots, countering enemies, and a couple of other things. You got all of that? Good. See, now that stuff is all fine and whatever, but like, what does it actually add to the game? Well, the higher your multiplier, the more points you get when you kill an enemy, and you can use those points for... You see, that was one of the problems. You couldn't use those points for anything, and because of that, there wasn't really a point in trying to keep your multiplier high while you were playing the game. Now, a common solution that most games use for this problem is having some sort of shop or upgrade station where you can spend those points, and well, I did that too. Now in Reclaim, you can actually spend the points you get to buy upgrades for your guns, and yeah, that works fine, but you see, I wanted to do something more. I wanted there to be a reason for players to be actively trying to keep their multiplayer high while playing the game. After thinking about it for a while, I got my first idea: tying the player's abilities to the multiplier. Okay, so I've always planned to have abilities in Reclaim, and there's actually one implemented in the game right now, and that's the shield ability. This is very much inspired by the Vortex shield from Titanfall. In that game, the shield catches bullets and you can throw them back at enemies. But in Reclaim, the shield catches bullets and you can throw them back at enemies. Okay, calm down. In Reclaim, when you throw them back, the shield explodes and the damage and range of the explosion is based on how many bullets you caught. I swear it is legally distinct. Okay, alright. Getting back on topic. Abilities work on cooldown. And after tying the shield's cooldown to the multiplier, I made it so that the shield recharges faster depending on how high your multiplier is. Now, other abilities will recharge differently, but it's all going to tie back to the multiplier. After playing with this for a while and tweaking the numbers, I think I've gotten it to a point where it feels pretty good. And while this is a suitable solution to the whole wanting players to actively keep their multiplier up thing, I still felt like I could do a little bit more. Quick shout out to the guys in the Discord for all the great feedback. The link is in the description if you want to like join and try the game or whatever. Yeah. Okay, here's the second idea. Another thing I've always planned to do in Reclaim was have some sort of passive upgrade system. Think charms and Hollow Knight. And while brainstorming, I got the idea to also connect those with the multiplier system. So here's how that works. So there are these things called shell charges that are hidden in levels. They're pretty easy to find, but you do have to be actively looking for them to find them. Basically, when you find a shell charge, you can go to the workbench, the same one where you can upgrade your weapons, and you can use those shell charges to buy a combat shell upgrade. These shell upgrades are tied to specific multiplier tiers and will only be activated while the player is at or above that multiplier tier. Okay, so for example, if I buy the shell upgrade that reduces damage taken to my overhealth, I have to be at or above ×8 for that upgrade to be activated. Pretty straightforward. There are 3 tiers that upgrades can be tied to: ×2, ×8, and ×32. And the higher value upgrades are tied to the higher tiers. So now, while players are playing the game, the higher the multipliers, the more powerful they are as they activate more of the shell upgrades and get more frequent access to their abilities. Hopefully this gets people to like actually try and keep their multipliers up, since there's kind of a positive feedback loop going on. Also, I hope all of this was easy enough to follow along. I kind of just wanted to make a quick video on my thought process behind some of the decisions I've made. I don't know if this type of thing is interesting or not, so let me know in the comments. I've been sitting on a script for a level design video for like months now, so if you'd like to see that, then let me know. I think I may need a little push to make that video, just a little push that like and subscribe.